Hi everybody, Colin here, and in this video I am super excited to be sharing with you all how to forecast your revenue. Now, this is a two-part series. This does take a little bit of time, financial forecasting, but we're going to get through it. Hopefully at this time you have taken your idea, you have now developed a concept after listening to Paul's video, doing the exercise, you have a working concept in place, and now it's time to prove that concept through financial forecasting. So again, we're talking about revenues. This is part one of the series. Hope you all enjoy. Have fun with it. If you have any questions, you can pause this video. You're going to be able to download this, but super excited to get into it. So let's get right into it. I'll see you inside.
And this video is all about forecasting revenue. So like I said, we have an idea, we have a concept, and we now want to prove that concept with a plan. And the plan is great. Think of it again as a GPS. We've never been there before, so we really want to be able to forecast our success going forward, what we're going to have to do to be successful, and how to not fall into some certain traps, which a lot of people do. So let's get in right into it. As you can see on my screen, we have an Excel worksheet. This is very important for you to follow along. So whether that's a second computer or the same computer that you have, I want you to open up Excel and I want you to follow along because I'm going to be building with you all your very own financial forecast at this point, okay? And we're starting off with revenue. We're going to have cost of goods sold coming up. We're going to have labor costs, monthly expenses, and startup costs, but it's also very important to do one thing at a time. I don't want to overwhelm you all with certain things, so focusing on revenue first, it's fun. It's the most fun part of it, and you really get to have some fun with it. So let's get along. So I want you to open up Excel. I want you to save it first as, say, version number one of the forecast, because you may have a lot of versions of these. But just simply call it version 1 and title it up Revenue Forecast Worksheet. And you're going to go to the bottom here and just rename that into revenue, as you can see, as we can add in more sheets as we go. But we're going to go to the revenue, and first thing that we want to do with the revenue worksheet is we want to talk about customer counts, and we want to talk about customers walking through your doors on slow days and on busy days. And the reason why we do that is because people can read right in between that and figure out what an average day is. So want to find out customers coming through on slow days and busy days, and at this point you want to be determining sort of your operations time. So whether you're open in the morning, afternoon, night, some of you may be an online business and just open all day, but figure out what time of day it's open. So I want you to go here and we're going to type in average estimated customer counts. Perfect. Once we've done that, we're then going to go to time of day. I want you to type in time of day below that. And we are going to, underneath time of day, spell a little bit better than me. Just for an average business here, we're just going to do morning, afternoon, and evening. Perfect. Great. And also, like I said, we're going to have slow days, and we're going to have busy days. We want to be able to get those in there. Perfect. So, when determining slow days and busy days and how many customers are walking through, I want you to think about at what time of day is your business the busiest, and what time of your day is your business the slowest. So on slow days, think about the amount of people coming through in the morning, afternoon, and evening, and do the same thing on busy days. And obviously you're going to have more people on busy days than you are on slow days, but I want you to think about there's always a business. Say when the retail outlet, you're going to be busier in the morning and you're going to be busier, say, in the evening. For example, an online business, you're going to be busier, say, in the afternoon because that's when people are going to be online shopping. So really want you to think about the times of day which your business is going to be busiest, and that is going to give you an easier time with your customer counts here. So For an example here, we are going to do on slow days, we're going to have 200. Here, sorry, I don't know why that's underlined and italicized. Say we'll do 150 in the afternoon and 300. So this is just showing that your business is going to be a little bit busier in the evening and morning as it is in the afternoon, and that may be due to work schedules or time of day on your customers. This is a great point as well. Just a little side note: when you are determining revenue, also be able to find out who your ideal customer is. It's a great time to do that if you haven't already done that. Find out who's your ideal customer, who they are, how many customers you're going to have, because this may look drastically different in your business. Some of you may have numbers of 2, 4, and 5, or even less than that if you're dealing with high ticket price items. So figure out who your ideal customer is and how many customers you're going to be walking through. So on busy days, obviously we're going to have some more people. So 300, we're going to talk about, say, 250 and 400. Perfect. And then we're going to hit up the totals of this. Way to get the totals, if you already know, you're going to go to your auto sum button on Excel. You're going to click auto sum, hit enter. You'll be able to take this formula and you can either copy it across like this and press Control R, or what I do is I just go to the bottom there until you see a white sort of T. You'll see it get black, and you can just copy that formula right over. So now we have figured out, based on slow days and busy days and the time of day, these are the total number of customers who are going to be walking through your doors per day on slow days and on busy days. And you're going to find out why that's important as we go. So now that we've talked about that, we're now going to go into, I want you to type in customer count per season. And obviously into season. This could also be quarters, so we could call it Q1, or we could even do it monthly, but for this we're just going to do it in seasons. We got winter, spring, summer, fall, and we're going to have a total right there. Totals. Great. So now we want to figure out, now that we figured out the amount of customers, we want to figure out how many slow days and how many busy days we're going to be having. So we need to figure out the estimated number of slow days per season and the estimated number of busy days per season. But before we even do that, sorry I missed that, these are the number of days per season. And in the winter time, you're looking at months here, guys. So in the winter time, it's 90, 91, 92, I believe. 92, yeah. I'm just going to auto sum this to make sure that it's 365, which it is. Great. Now we're going to get into estimated. Estimated number of slow days per season and the estimated number of busy days per season. Great, so now once we've done that, I really want you to think about, some of you may have more busy days than slow days, some of you may have more slow days and busy days, but obviously if you're just thinking logically, you're going to have probably a little less amount of busy days than you are slow days. So again, just think it through. I always deal in slow days first, and then it's very easy for me to determine busy days, because obviously we're just minusing the number of days per season by the number of slow days. So try to think about it, and think about obviously the season. So we're going to have, in certain businesses, you're going to be a lot busier in the summertime or a lot busier in the wintertime. You just have to, it's based on, it's business to business, and you really want to figure out what is going to work for your business. So let's just say, for example, we're going to have 65 days here in the wintertime, 55 in the spring. We're really busy in the summertime, so we have less slow days in the summertime, and then things slow down in the fall. So once we've determined that, I'm just going to hit the auto sum button here. I'm going to go to busy days, and you're going to type in equal to number of days per season, and you're going to subtract that by the number of slow days. And again, you're going to copy this across, and you're just going to copy that one down. Perfect. So from that, once we've determined that, now we're going to be able to figure out the total customers on a slow day and the total customers on a big day, along with total customers for a season. Okay, so we're going to go to total customers on slow days, total customers on busy days, total customers for a season. Great. And how we now figure out the total customers for on slow days and on busy days is we've determined up top here, this is the average customer counts. So these are the average customers that we get on slow days. These are the average amount of customers that we get on busy days. And again, these numbers can change and will drastically change your spreadsheet. So don't worry about it. Just make sure that you have the right formulas in there, and we're following along. So we're going to go to total customers on slow days. This is going to be equal to this number up here, 650, multiplied. And the multiplied looks like a little snowflake. It's on the right-hand column if you have a PC, or just above the 8. And you want to multiply that by the amount of slow days in the wintertime. And then for here, we're going to take the amount of busy days, and we're going to multiply that by the amount of busy days per season. And be able to get a number. So you want to take these here and just turn them into a number. Great. Now, to make this easy, so you can just copy this over, you're going to go back to the first formula, and when you go up to the top here, you see my my mouse, you're going to put a $ in front of the B and a $ in front of the 9. And what that's going to do is that's going to freeze this frame here, which is B9, which is the total customers coming in on slow days. And you're just going to hit enter. And I'm going to be able to take this, and I'm just going to be able to copy this across. And the same thing here on busy days. I'm going to put a $ in front of the C. I'm going to put a $ in front of the 9. Or you could say you're almost sandwiching the letter. Enter. I'm going to copy that across. And now we're looking at totals, obviously. So I want to auto sum to be able to look at how many total customers I'm getting on slow days and busy days. And when I determine that, I'm just going to copy this one on down. And same thing here. We're just going to auto sum these. And this can also be done on copy across and auto sum that. Beautiful. So now we have figured out average amount of customers walking through our day, at what time of day they're walking through, the total number of customers walking through our day. We've talked about the number of slow days per season and the number of busy days per season, and that has got us to our total customer count for the day and for the season. So now we have determined that. Now we need to talk about average spends. So you really need to be able to determine when someone walks through your doors, regardless of what business you're in, they're going to be spending, an average amount of money. So if you look at a restaurant, someone's going to come in the afternoon, someone's going to buy a sandwich and a cup of coffee and maybe a soup. So that is going to total $14. So that's an average spend. That's how you want to get an average spend. It could be different from business to business. If you're looking at a grocery store, what do people usually come in and get? They're going to grab some milk, they need some bread, maybe they're making a salad, something like that. They may spend a little bit more. But so these numbers here can change and will change, but it does not make a difference. We just want to make sure that we get the right formula here. Great. So here we want to determine average spend. So this is average money spent per person. And again, we're talking slow days and we're talking busy days. So this is the estimated average spends on slow days, estimated average spends on busy days. Busy days. Perfect. Now these numbers can change, guys. Like I said, I'm just going to populate them with very simple numbers here. So put them whatever, $1.50 say on a busy day, that's going to turn into $1.75. Then we're going to talk about $1.75 here in the spring. Let's go $2 and then $1.75. And obviously on busy days, we're going to get a little more spends, so we want to show that. And perfect. I want you to take all of these, and I want you to turn them into a dollar figure. Great. Now, one thing I missed to do is you want to just take the seasons here. Just copy and paste this to the average money spent per person. Just be a little bit easier for you to view. You don't have to, but like I said, it's a little bit easier to view. And you can always change the format of these as you go. You do not need to do this now, but I just want to make it easy for myself. Perfect. So now that we've talked about average spends, now we're talking about revenue.